Hey guys, sorry I've been away for so long. It's just that most of the time it's like I'm focusing on my studies, but I and also recently and also lately I have not been going to my Games Workshop store, and I have found that, and it's like, but by not going to the store, I have spent almost every day, almost every day to thinking of new think of new strategies to play my army. But I want to first start off with. But what I first want to start off with is that late. Yeah, I kind of I remember it's been exactly over a year since the seventh edition Space Wolf Codex has come out, and I've been making a lot of connections with a lot of people. I'm now on Bolter and Chainsword, and I am now on Facebook. So and I've also made a lot of interesting discoveries in combat strategies with my army. What I've what I've found is that the Space Wolves, they don't. It's like a lot of things we may have missed, which maybe a lot of people have discovered for Space Wolves now. Uh, First off, like Wolf Scouts, I'm actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some critiquing on different units again, because I've already done Thunderwolves, and I've also just and that's like I'm gonna be working on Wolf Guard, Wolf Scouts. Um, Also, I've kind of got this little list I've been working on, which I'm gonna do in another video, which I'm gonna talk about in another video, and hoping that I can, like, if I can get a good day off, I can, on a good Saturday, I can go and play it. Because it actually works with the amount of models that I have in my collection. But anyway, it's been exactly 1 year since the Wolf Codex released, and I've been actually going on Bolter and Chainsword, and one person which actually stuck with it, their comment actually stuck with me. They said that they got a message from Forge World that said that the Space Wolf Codex was actually a holdover from the sixth edition release, meaning that there's some sixth edition stuff that they didn't put it that they had to that's still in there, but it's not. But they had to adjust it for seventh edition because lately you've been seeing with the new armies that have been released is that the Space Marines, they are getting their own. They get their own special detachment, which is combines different formations in there. I'm not sure if the Space Wolves can do it because I'm not sure if the Space Wolves structure can do it, even though that their company, like the Great Space Wolf Great Companies, vary in not only just vary in size and strength, in size and composition, but it's that they're more of multiple of like war bands, like chaos war bands. You don't know like they and the way the Space Wolf Codex detachments are, the Wolves Unleashed detachment. It's great for almost anything. And and it's like you can play six HQs. You can you get troop all the entire army can outflank on a roll of a six, make on a four for troops if they're accompanied by an independent character, which I'm going to get into, which I've discovered something really fun to run that. And you get and it's like you can do a lot of stuff with the Space Wolves. It's basically what the designers of the game of the Codex, what they thought is that I think what they're I assume what they're thinking is that what they're trying to do is to improve. Well, I want to say improve. No. I actually think that they're trying to make it so that the Space Wolf player can have different strategies. Because like most Space Marine chapters, they have a more strict more strict doctrine when it comes to fighting. Space Wolves, they are so independent that they figure that each Wolf Lord has their own method of fighting, and and also I've been noticing, like, the thing is, I'm not a big fan of allies, mostly because I don't have a good income of money, so I can't buy more models to make an allied force, and I don't like to make an allied force out of my own models. So it's like, I'm making this strictly Space Wolves. I don't want allies in this army because I've seen that they can become, because what Seventh Edition has done is that they've made it so easy to make allies, to put allies into with your armies, and it's like, no, they're forcing me to buy models. It's like they're forcing me to buy models, and I don't want to buy more models of a different army. And also, no matter how cool the rules are, because it's like, because the thing is like, I've noticed with a lot of, especially especially I've been hearing what they've been doing what happened at the Nova Open, where the winning force was a combination of Space Marine, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and Space Wolves. Mostly because of the Thunderwolf cavalry, which what caused it is like this massive Space Wolf Death Star. The Space Marine allies casting invisibility on the Space Wolves, on the Thunderwolf cavalry, causing them to get so for your opponent to hit on sixes, and blast weapon and everything firing snapshots at them. And the thing is that it actually angered a lot. Actually, it angered a lot of people, especially the one of the runners of the Space Wolf blog. He got a little upset. They were a little annoyed at this, mostly because it was just because it was allies, and it was also like, sometimes it wasn't really. There's having fun, and then there's just beating the guy up. Because I like to be competitive a little bit. I'm not very competitive, but it's like sometimes I want to be competitive, but I also want to have fun. So it seems that you have the heart. It seems like with most hardcore players, you're dealing with a lot of the content that, because it's like because the thing is that you're seeing more and more in video battle reports that people are running. The more people are running Thunderwolf cavalry Death Stars. I like Thunderwolf cavalry. They're fun, but it's like I don't want them to be the limit of my army, of my collection. It's like, oh, you just do Thunderwolf cavalry. Everyone loves Thunderwolf cavalry because it's like because Thunderwolf cavalry will steamroll through. But here's the thing. It's going to become so played out. And also, especially because the thing is, with Thunderwolf cavalry, a lot of people did not know how to fight Thunderwolf cavalry, both in 6th edition and 5th edition. But with Thunderwolf cavalry in 7th edition, you're noticing a lot of other armies are adding Strength D weapons, which are capable of circumventing your invul saves. So it's basically going to be so basically 40k is going to be nothing more than D strength. There's going to be a massive amount of D strength weapons. Space Wolves kind of have it. It's just that Space Wolves have D strength weapons. It's just that it's in Forge World, and I don't have the money to buy Forge World stuff. The only thing I bought from Forge World was a Dreadnought. Was a Venerable Dreadnought. But I've just ranted mostly. I am going to, but right now I am going to do a bit of a critique on one of the hardest ones I've debated with a lot of people. I kind of got into this little argument on Facebook with about Wolf Scouts. Wolf Scouts have been people like when 7th edition hit when 7th edition Codex hit Wolf Scout. We looked at Wolf Scouts and we did not know, and it's like we had the unit capabilities, but the issue was was that Wolf Scouts were not as strong as they used to be, mostly because we lost the ability to outflank, which I'm still devastated about because I loved the ability of going behind enemy lines and blasting and just hitting your unit with your opponent's vehicles with a melt-a-gun. And but now I've but after a lot of digging and a lot of research and art and debates with a lot of other players, we can and it's like and it's we found that that you can use your Wolfguard pack leader as a part of the unit. You can still, even if you add a Wolfguard pack leader, he's not declared as an independent character, which means that your infiltrate, your scout, and move through cover automatically go to him. So you can infiltrate, and here's the thing I've loved about it. Mostly it's because with 7th edition, mostly with this Wolf Scouts, you can now I found out that Wolf Scouts can be dangerous now, especially because they get special weapons like a melt-a-gun, a plasma gun. They can have up to two plasma pistols or 2 power weapons, and or they can and it's like you can and through the infiltration, and they can also get camo cloaks now. So it's like infiltrate up to because mostly your opponent is gonna like everything is gonna be out in the open. Then it's like his stuff's gonna be out in the open, and it's like you don't know if you're gonna get in line of sight. So a good battle tactic is that you want to infiltrate up to 18 inches into your opponent's close to your opponent. Move 6 inches, scout 6 inches, because you can use infiltrate and scout at the same time, because you can use both infiltrate and scout. Remember that. And you are about 12 inches away from him. Then you can move. Then in the movement phase, the primary movement phase of the first turn, you can move another 6 inches. You can't charge, but you can still shoot at his vehicle. You just got within melter range, or you just got within melter range of your opponent's tank. And also to give your scouts some covering fire, you can deep strike a unit of Grey Hunters or a unit of Blood Claws or a combination of Blood Claws and Grey Hunters. It's your imagination's a limit. I've also found a useful way to, and it's like you can do an entire scout army because of the Champions of Fenris supplement. And I've also found it very useful to use like not your HQs as characters, but also as your like Wolfguard pack leaders as characters. I mean, as warlords. Mostly, I found it was fun to use Arak Rockfist because he's already an Eternal Warrior. He has two wounds. He has a Strength 10 AP2, the shooting attack and melee attack. So he is actually viable for a lot of stuff. So he's actually viable for many things. A moment, I've got to, because this thing is driving me nuts. And you want things like, and also with Wolf Scouts you can just do a lot with Wolf Scouts. You can give them a Wolfguard pack leader, so you're not restricted. So like give the Wolfguard pack leader a Storm Shield to give them some extra protection. You can't give them Terminator armor, but it does work. Because it's like you can have a decent frontline force, whereas like if you have like if you do a full like 3 full squads of wolf scouts, infiltrate them up 6 inches with close combat weapons and deep strike 2 units of Grey Hunters. You've got yourself a battle line right there. That's going to be pretty hard to. It's going to be pretty hard to cut through. And then it's like, the more you do it, the more you can even bring in a dreadnought to help secure their positions. You just want your army to hold out long enough until reinforcements arrive. Because I've discovered that I really like drop pods. I rarely use lone wolves though. But anyway, I'll get to another video on some of the other stuff that I'm going to be working on. I've already come up with a number of lists that I've had time to think about and time to kind of do a little fine print. But I'll check it out with you. So if you have any questions, just leave in the comments. Believe me, I'm not good with battle reports, because the thing is, I tried once and it's like I didn't even figure that it was gonna be easy. So, and I don't have the camera or equipment to do so, or the money. So it's like I'm going to do some critiquing of certain strategies I've been working on. So I hope you guys found this video easy. If you have anything, if you want to ask me anything, just leave a message in the comments.